Arsenal failed to rise to the occasion in 1-0 Champions League semi-final first-leg defeat to PSG. Arsenal's hopes of reaching the Champions League final for the first time since 2006 took a significant blow on Tuesday night as they succumbed to a 1-0 defeat against Paris Saint-Germain in the first leg of their semi-final at the Emirates. A stunning early strike from Ousmane Dembélé in the 4th minute sealed the victory for PSG, leaving the Gunners with a daunting task to overturn the deficit in next week's return leg at Parc des Princes. A disappointing start for the Gunners. The stage was set for what Arsenal hoped would be a historic night in North London. The Emirates, known for its electric atmosphere during European nights, was buzzing with anticipation as Mikel Arteta's side prepared for their first Champions League semi-final in 16 years. Arsenal's dramatic quarter-final win over Real Madrid had reignited belief among the fans that their team could perform on the grandest stage of all. However, the excitement quickly turned to dismay when PSG struck early. In just the 4th minute, Dembélé pounced on a flowing move involving 26 passes, cutting through Arsenal's defense with ease. The speed and precision of PSG's attack left the hosts in shock, unable to react to the danger in time. Dembélé's powerful shot beat Aaron Ramsdale, handing the French champions the perfect start and silencing the home crowd. Arsenal tried to regroup after the early blow, but the rhythm never quite returned to their game. Despite some decent opportunities later in the match, including efforts from Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli, Arsenal couldn't break down Gianluigi Donnarumma's goal. The Italian goalkeeper was in fine form, making key saves to deny the Gunners an equalizer. A tale of missed chances. Arsenal's performance against PSG on Tuesday night will undoubtedly be remembered for what might have been. The Gunners had their moments, with Trossard coming agonizingly close to scoring with a first-half shot that forced Donnarumma into action. Martinelli, too, saw a chance saved by the PSG keeper in the second half. These moments of promise, however, were few and far between, and Arsenal's failure to capitalize on them will be a source of frustration for Arteta and his players. There was also a pivotal moment when Mikel Merino appeared to have scored an equalizer from a Declan Rice free kick. The goal was ruled out by VAR, however, as Merino was adjudged to be offside in a tight call. The decision only added to the growing sense of disappointment for Arsenal, who, despite dominating possession in spells, struggled to make their attacking pressure count. The tactical struggles. From a tactical perspective, Arsenal's inability to cope with PSG's intensity in the opening stages was stark. The French side, under manager Luis Enrique, are known for their high-octane style, and they applied relentless pressure from the first whistle. The visitors' fast start, which saw them score within minutes, was an extension of the attacking philosophy that has made them one of the most potent teams in Europe. PSG's quick passing and movement overran Arsenal early, with the Gunners unable to match the pace and precision of their opponents. Arsenal, by contrast, were far more sluggish. In the first half, their attempts to break down PSG's defense were often disjointed, and the visitors seemed to always be one step ahead. The early goal from Dembélé had left Arsenal on the back foot, and despite some brief moments of recovery, the team was unable to muster the required energy and composure to break down PSG's defense. Missing key players, one of the main reasons for Arsenal's struggles in the first leg was the absence of Thomas Partey, who was suspended for the match after picking up a yellow card in the quarter-final against Real Madrid. Partey's presence in midfield would have been invaluable against PSG, as he provides both defensive solidity and the ability to break up opposition attacks. PSG's opening goal came from a direct attack in the midfield area that Partey would typically patrol. Dembélé surged forward through the space left by Arsenal's defense, and his strike was a result of the Gunners' lack of protection in that area. Without Partey, Declan Rice was forced to take on more defensive responsibility, limiting his ability to influence the game going forward. Rice has been in sensational form this season, but his natural role as a box-to-box midfielder was curtailed by the need to hold the defensive line. The return of Partey in the second leg will be a huge boost for Arsenal. His calming presence in midfield and ability to shield the defense will help Arsenal gain more control of the game, particularly in the critical moments of the match when PSG is most dangerous. With Partey in the side, Rice can return to a more advanced role, allowing him to push forward and be more involved in Arsenal's attacking play, set pieces and missed opportunities. Arsenal's set-piece woes were another theme in their defeat. Coming into the game, the Gunners were one of the most dangerous teams in Europe from set pieces, but against PSG, their delivery was disappointing. Despite PSG's vulnerability in this area, Arsenal was unable to capitalize. The disallowed goal from Marino was one of the few times Arsenal put a decent delivery into the box, but it was ruled out by the tight offside call. In the first half of the season, Arsenal scored a remarkable 12 goals from set pieces in just 21 Premier League matches, making them a real threat from dead ball situations. However, their set-piece productivity has notably dropped in 2025, and this dip in form has come at the worst possible time. PSG's growth and Dembélé's transformation, PSG's victory, is also a testament to the growth of the team under Luis Enrique. After a sluggish start to the season, PSG has transformed into one of the most formidable teams in Europe. They have now beaten 4 Premier League sides in this season's Champions League: Manchester City, Liverpool, Aston Villa, and now Arsenal. The difference between PSG and Arsenal was clear on Tuesday night, with the French side showing a clinical edge that Arsenal lacked. Dembélé's performance was a key factor in PSG's success. The French winger, who was dropped for disciplinary reasons in PSG's previous encounter against Arsenal, has since found his best form playing as a false nine. His goal was the culmination of a dazzling run of form that has seen him score some of the most important goals of his career. Dembélé's fitness will be a concern for PSG ahead of the return leg, as he was forced to leave the pitch with a muscle injury in the second half. His availability will be crucial as PSG look to complete the job in Paris. Looking ahead to the return leg, as Arsenal prepare for the return leg in Paris, they face an uphill battle. No team has ever won the Champions League after losing the first leg of the semi-final at home by a single goal, with only Ajax and Tottenham managing to reach the final under similar circumstances. Arteta remains confident that Arsenal can still pull off a remarkable turnaround in Paris. "We can do something special," he insisted after the match. Arsenal will need to be at their best to overcome the French champions, but with the return of Partey and the potential for an explosive performance from their attacking players, the tie is far from over. The Gunners will have to rediscover the urgency and intensity they showed against Real Madrid if they are to stand any chance of progressing to the final. One thing is certain: Arsenal cannot afford another sluggish start like they experienced against PSG. A monumental task awaits them in Paris, but if anyone can turn things around, it's this Arsenal team. The 1-0 loss to PSG in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final leaves Arsenal with plenty of work to do. While there were moments of promise, especially from individual players like Bukayo Saka, the Gunners' inability to finish their chances and their struggles to cope with PSG's pace and intensity were the defining factors in the match. With the return leg in Paris on the horizon, Arteta and his team must regroup and find a way to make history in one of the most challenging away ties in European football. Arsenal's Champions League dream is alive, but only just.